Hi everyone, I'm really excited doing this video actually. Thanks for watching because I'm going to show you guys three things. Number one, my three favourite custom Iron Man collection. I've got the War Machine Extreme Combat version. I've got a repainted Mark 6 black and gold and an Extreme Battle Damage Mark 5. Now I know you guys, some of you guys don't like Iron Man because there's too many of them, they're all the same. That's why I like these customs. This is actually the only line I collect. So sorry if you guys don't like it, but this is a couple of things I'm showing you. The second thing is, you can see there is the Hall of Armor. Now this is not the Hot Toys Hall of Armor because I customized this. I had this built, I had the acrylic cuts, but I did pretty much the rest, from the LED lighting to the wiring to designing it, but I'll go you through that a little bit later. The final thing, I'm going to show you how to remote control all your LED lights. That includes your det-off lights. Anything that requires power, maybe even batteries, you can remote control. And all you need for that, really simple, is about $15 and a power socket. But I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. So the first thing is, just have a quick look at, let me just move the camera over. Here we go. Now, extra lighting. I've got this on remote control, so let's fire this up. Okay. So, everything's operated by remote control. I'll cover that soon. We have here War Machine. This is quite a beast of a figure. It's been repainted camouflage green. I've had an extra minigun added to the right forearm. The forearm gun has been added to the thigh as well, but this is a beast of a figure. Moving across is a repainted Mark 6. This is actually quite a standard Mark 6, but just purely repainted black, and the gold is now two-tone gold. Quite like this figure, but I think my favourite is this one. Now guys, I think some of you may have seen on my Facebook status and my profiles and pictures, this is one of my, I think, my all-time favourite figure that I own. It's an Extreme Battle Damage. I think one of a kind in the world. I might be mistaken, a few people may have done some customs to this, but I think this is absolutely a piece of art. Absolutely fantastic, and I would never sell this. As you can see, everything has been modified and changed, so you can see even the legs, the feet, the hands have battle damage all across it. This customizer did an amazing job doing this. So those are my three favourites figures, Iron Man figures. Now generally my videos don't last too long, but this one will be a little bit longer than normal because I wanted to show you guys what I've been spending the last 6 months doing. This Hall of Armor took me a long time. From having the idea after seeing DFUZENL's YouTube videos, because I thought his collection was beautiful. I saw this about a year ago, and I mean, it was absolutely awesome. The lighting was fantastic. This is just when I started to decide to make my own custom displays. This guy uses standard det-offs and Bester cabinets with IKEA lighting, and I thought, wow, he can make, I thought it was actually perfect. The lighting was perfect, the spacing of the figures. He has some premium format statues which look absolutely great, and what really stood out was that the lighting really brought out all the figures, which I wanted to do. So I was chatting to DFUZENL for half a year, almost best part of a year, and he started to say, well, you know, have you thought about doing anything yourself? And I thought it may be a bit hard, but eventually I started to plan it. It took me 6 months. I drew up blueprints. I made cardboard cutouts, and this is the final version. I did the prototype about a month ago, and thank you very much for you guys giving me feedback on what base to use. So what I have here is the Mark II and the Mark V bases for the bottom. Just regular stands, nothing fancy about that. All I have done is remote controlled these, so if I just tilt down a bit, you can see here these USB ports. These power each one of these, leading to a normal power outlet, but I'll show you that in a moment. So that's what it's standing on. The only thing I didn't make was this backdrop, which is a really nice backdrop. I had to buy that online. I just don't have the molding or the acrylic cutting, etching equipment to make it. So eventually I'm going to have about 10 of these to display all of my, not all of them, some of my Ironmen. The reason why the nickname Budget Stark came along was because I like to make things, and I don't want to spend a lot of money. I was contemplating contemplating buying the Hall of Armor from Hot Toys, but it's around $120 to $140 US in Hong Kong if you wanted to buy them individually or a set of 7, so around that ballpark figure. But when I saw a lot of reviews, it wasn't exactly what I wanted, and I was a bit disappointed by that, because you're spending a lot of money for something to essentially, it's a box. So started to design it. The raw materials for building these cost about $70 US each. So I'm saving on average about $40, $50 roughly, something along those lines, $40, $50, $60, including the lighting, the wiring, etc. So with 10 of these, I'm saving myself about $600. So that leaves me enough money to buy another figure. So that's why I decided to make them. So the lighting, why is this so important? I spent a lot of time designing the lighting. Now I'm going to switch everything off to begin with, and then change the lighting of the room so it will stand out a little bit more. So the first thing is the base lighting. Nothing fancy, just to highlight the feet and the base there. And as I've said, I can control all of this by remote control. So the next thing is I want to have the backdrop lighting, like that. This brings up really nicely the backdrop, just like in the Hall of Armor from Hot Toys. Now I have a spotlight overhead lighting as well, just like the Hall of Armor. There we go. That's a single spotlight above each of the Iron Man heads. And the final thing is the full beam from above. There we go. So that is everything remote control. Now hopefully I should be able to switch all this off with one button as well. There we go. So let me switch the lights back on and show you how you can all remote control your lighting, including your det-off lights. Now, very, very simple. Everything is connected to the power sockets. And these, different styles, depending on where you want. This is a thinner style, I quite like this. You just literally buy something like this. They're called radio controlled sockets, and you plug them in before the power sockets for your det-off lights, and you can control them by simple remote control. Now, 2 words of warning. Number 1, do not buy the cheapest one. Check the reviews, because a lot of the cheap ones have conflicts, which means if you have more than 2 of these remote control sockets, you can't control each other's one, only one at a time, which is pointless. The second thing is only buy radio controlled sockets that operate via radio frequency. There are cheaper ones that operate via infrared, which is kind of silly because it's the equivalent of a TV remote. And if you put your finger over the TV remote, the direct line of it, it's not going to work. I know a lot of friends mention that they have Detolf lights behind their cabinets, you know, behind sofas, and it's awkward to get to the lighting, etc. So what they do is literally plug one of those in, remote control it, stick this with their TV remotes, and if they want to switch the lights on, they can. It is as simple as that. You can buy, I'll show you the packaging again, something like this. This is one I got off Amazon, which cost about, this is about $30 because it comes in a pack of 4. So you can buy them on Amazon, eBay. If you're in the UK, something like a Maplin's or a Curry's, Dixon's, if they're still around, maybe even PC World. I think in the US, something like a Radio Shack is enough. But literally, you need 15, 20 bucks. Buy them. Plug it in between the power socket and the power adapter for your lights, and that's it. As simple as that. Nothing more complicated. I know some of you collectors are using these already because you mentioned them on the last figure talk, but I know a lot of other collectors are not. A few friends asked, oh, is it really difficult? Can you do a tutorial and explain how to do it? That's it. That was the tutorial, guys. Just go out, buy them, plug them in, and have fun. But thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this. It took me a long time to make it, so I'm really happy that's finally finished. And thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. Bye.